Hey there guys, I've done a lot of updates to my tool, HeavyCivilHelper. It is a project management software which is targeted at any contractor out there in the world because every single job that we have is going to be location based. No other people are doing targeted location based CRMs yet. So what I allow you to do on HeavyCivilHelper is that you can track jobs, leads, and project variables geographically, so that way you're not scattered back and forth between um, emails, and then just everywhere else. Text messages, we're stuck going back and forth, back and forth. How do I get there? How far away is it? If you're working 1099, anything independent sales, or you run your own operation, let's say doing anything around town, detailing, washing windows, it's so difficult to track all these little things that we're expected to be able to show at the end of the year for every year and have it all be scattered. So I'm putting this all in one place and you guys can track it geographically on the map. I've been using it on a couple of my jobs and it has helped me. Just I'm way farther ahead now efficiency wise than before. So enough of me just yapping about it. I wanted to show you guys some new features I've added targeted at sales teams. So here I am in a template map that I made. So if you're doing any field work, sales, canvassing, any construction activities, roofing, solar, gutters, any territory-based work, I guess, your job already happens on a map. So instead of juggling spreadsheets, your notes app, and mileage app separately, I'm building it all into one place directly on the map. This is HeavyCivilHelper at its core. You can go back and forth between having a overlay, you can have satellite, just like this. So most sales tracking tools aren't built for real field movement. You're driving from zone to zone, you want to charge more if you're driving farther, and you're tracking all sorts of things, leads, revisits, conversations that you've had, estimates, and you're trying to decipher where you already went. And then at the end of the year, 1099 sales reps, we have to do that manually the whole time. You have to track that mileage. So what I've done, first of all, is added direct route management, mileage logging, and AI-assisted route planning directly into your workflow. So I'm in my tester map right now, and what we can see is that every lead is already here on the map. I made two little categories. These are work zones. I showed them in my previous video. You set them up, and then it tracks the metadata of leads inside of it. And you can see up here in the top right, we have different categories. Prospects, closed won, follow-up required. So you can actually edit these and add others, depending on if you are what you're selling. I mean, realistically, you could have 4 or 5, maybe 10 of these different statuses. And then you have a terminal status for all of them that puts them into completion, just like this, and they turn into their own layer that you can hide or show on the map, depending on if you need it. So what I added is route management, mileage logging, and AI assistance into the tool. You have your pipeline reports as before that lets you generate a risk assessment that shows up over here on your dashboard, as well as your dashboard now is updated to be able to be shuffled by sales of today, sales of this week, this month, this year, and all time. You can also see your whole mileage route of your territory as it stands, and then you can take that a step further. When you go into your lead pipeline, obviously now you're able to still to see the total pipeline value, what's open, what's closed, progress of everything, what's overdue. That's another important one. And then now you go into leads on the left side, or if you're on mobile, it's going to be in the more category. You can see your leads. You can manage your zones, manage categories for all your different leads. Your location pins is anything that you need to put, like your office, etc., and you can drop them on a map. So we have a mileage log. It lets you show your route miles that you've logged from the route planner. It's a new feature I've added that lets you add a location from anything, as well as you can shuffle by your current zones, your current leads. So let's say I'm here at this, let's go with this job. Okay, I'm going to type this as my start address, and I want to track where I'm going to. Let's say I already have my route in mind. I know I'm here. Let's go to ones that are closer, because this is obviously part of that closer. Let's go to prospects, okay? And let's say I want to hit these 4. So now what we can do is see this is the estimated mileage with it. We can log the miles traveled first of all, so we're able to go get a round trip. And what this will do is save it. You can add notes about it if you need to, anything, fueled up, whatever. So the miles are now logged, and they're going to show up in our mileage log as today's added mileage and this week's, this month's, etc. As you start to populate this more and more, that's going to increase. So this is able to be took up in your pipeline report, as well as you have your Ask AI. So your AI assistant is also here. These connect into the same. So what I did is I went and asked it, how should I best tackle servicing my prospects in that set closer zone to route going to each address to convert them into a sale? So I told it, please make me a Google Maps route I can add into my route planner. So in the due date order, it's shuffled by closer zone, obviously, as we asked it, and what's closer. So now you can either shuffle it in your route planner just like this and have it go from right there. It gives you some support for this. And it also is able to give you a Google Maps link on that too with the stops in order from this. Then you can add anything into it like a actual starting point if you wanted to go from, say, your set project office and your location pins, as well as you're able to do that in the route planner itself. So what that would take us to is, let's go and, where's my route planner again? Here we go. So I set that link earlier, right, and logged those miles. It was, I think, from this one to this one. You can open in Google Maps now. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you guys. As you can see, it gave us the link from lead to lead. So if you're going from the office to there, now you don't have to go out and track between multiple places. You can save this and move on with it just like that. Now this is exceptionally useful when you want to be able to track your mileage over and over and over. So then the AI assistant is going to allow you to branch those two together, because it can say, you can ask it things like, what's the best route today, or which leads are closer together. Just like I said, how can you hit this territory efficiently? So instead of now manually figuring out routes every morning, the assistant is going to help optimize your travel and territory coverage. What you do then is close it out with this mileage log, because mileage does matter, and field reps are going to be 1099. Independent contractors, you're probably going to be 1099. So you want to be able to keep everything in your territory and track your lead activity. So all in all, if your business is operating in the field, this is probably easier than whatever spreadsheet setup you're currently using, and you don't have to be as strict with going between them, as now it's all in one place. And then you can go around any neighborhoods you need to check out. You can go between pins and update them as you go, as well as if you ever just need to get an address to there, you can open a Google Map prompt straight from the pin, and then you can always go back after if need be. If you're in the heat of the moment and you don't go straight from Route Planner, you can go and log a route later on in Route Planner. You can say exactly where you were and then where you went to, and then that'll allow you to custom input one based on your leads. So all in all, I just wanted to show you guys exactly the real demo of it with the pins, how you really move around running real routes, and show you guys exactly the operational uses for this. I do hope you guys enjoy and check it out, and let me know if you have any feedback on it as well.